Hello and a very good morning. You're watching India Votes with me, Frank Pereira, on Rajya Sabha Television. Let's begin with the headlines. Senior BJP leader Jaswant Singh defies party, files nomination for upcoming polls from Barmer as an independent candidate. JDU expels its Lok Sabha candidate from Shohar Shabir Ali for anti-party activities. All had praised Narendra Modi hours earlier. Union Minister Sharad Pawar in trouble with the Election Commission. Election Commission scrutinizing his vote twice remark. And our special focus on the plight of handloom weavers in Karnataka as they struggle for survival. Well, our top story on India Votes this morning, defying BJP senior leader Jaswant Singh filed his nomination for the Lok Sabha polls from Barmer in Rajasthan. He will be contesting as an independent candidate. Earlier, his party chose a newcomer instead of the senior leader for this particular seat. Jaswant Singh was disappointed with the decision. He now faces expulsion from the BJP for choosing to contest against a fellow party leader.
At the age of 76, Jaswant Singh is officially a political renegade again. After the BJP told him he cannot run as its candidate from Barmer in Rajasthan, he has decided to go solo. Accompanied by some of his supporters, he filed his nomination papers as an independent candidate this afternoon in the collector's office.
पहला रिएक्शन नॉमिनेशन फाइल करने के बाद में सर रिलीफ किस चीज से सर
ये कदम उठाया है आगे के लिए.
However, he did not resign from the party before filing his nomination. He left the party to take a final call on the issue.
देखिए इसमें एक्शन स्पष्ट मैं नहीं कर ले रहा, जनता मुझे लिवा रही है और जो कुछ आपने देखा और उसमें क्या मैं प्रश्न जो उठता है वो ये नहीं कि मैं क्या एक्शन लूंगा. प्रश्न ये है कि आज या कल आपने जो भावना देखी उसके बाद जनता मुझसे कुछ और करवा सकेगी ये क्या.
Last night, Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje held a meeting with MLAs from Barmer and Jaisalmer districts to review the scene arising out of the veteran BJP leader's move. Jaswant Singh's son Manvendra, who is BJP MLA from Shiv constituency, could not turn up in the meeting as he was said to be sick. But so far, the party has not given any hint whether it will take any action against Jaswant Singh for his defiance.
जसवंत सिंह जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सबसे वरिष्ठ नेता हैं. उनका अभूतपूर्व योगदान है और एनडीए सरकार के दौरान विदेश मंत्री के रूप में भी उन्होंने इस भारत के निर्माण में भी बहुत भारी योगदान दिया है. पार्टी उनके प्रति सम्मान रखती है और जैसा कि हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष ने भी यह बात कही है कि केवल एक टिकट के आधार पर उनकी सम्मान और प्रतिष्ठा को नहीं आंका जा सकता और हम आज भी आश्वस्त हैं कि वो अंततः हमारे साथ रहेंगे और पार्टी उनके अनुभव और क्षमता का उपयोग भविष्य में कर सकेगी.
Meanwhile, another BJP leader in Rajasthan has decided to fight as an independent after the party ignored him a ticket from his seat of choice. Former Union Minister Subhash Meharia will be fighting for the Sikar constituency. He will file his nomination on Wednesday. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
That, of course, was the biggest bit of political news that came in yesterday, and all the newspapers early this morning, of course, that seems to be the main bit of news, and that's what's making headlines across all the English dailies this morning. And to talk about this, of course, we have with us senior journalist and editorial consultant of the DNA, Mr. Parsa Venkateshwar Rao. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Parsa. I mean, that's the main news, isn't it, in today's papers? I mean, Jaswant Singh going ahead and defying the party.
Absolutely.
And he's gone ahead and decided to contest as an independent. What kind of significance is this going to have going forward?
I think it shows that there is a definite unhappiness and discontent in the BJP. The BJP official line is that this was inevitable and we are trying our best to please everybody, but we can't. The argument doesn't run well in the case of Jaswant Singh because he has been one of the founding members of the party, and perhaps he should have been either promised something else or allowed to contest from there, because the opponent there is a defector from Congress. Of course, there are the caste calculations. One of the things is the Jat population is there, and so it is a winnability factor. But I think when dealing in a political situation, you also look at personalities and the party values. I think the BJP is unable to make up its mind how to deal with its seniors.
BJP might not be, might not be in a position to make up its mind how to deal with its senior, but a clear diktat seems to have come from the RSS. I'm going to quickly take you through that, of course, but let's look at some of the political headlines coming through. Of course, the Hindu says no fishers at the top, says defensive BJP. Of course, that's
it's
a
the
phrase
official
that the
line.
BJP has to put up.
Yes.
at this very delicate hour, that's
Absolutely.
what the BJP has to do. And now Jaswant Singh has gone on and said, this is what the Indian Express, of course, is saying, echo of emergency in the BJP's decision making is what Jaswant Singh is saying. But the most interesting thing, the most interesting headline, of course, is in today's Hindustan Times, where it says RSS tells BJP to embrace change. So that's interesting, isn't it? I mean, there's a clear diktat there coming through from the RSS.
Unfortunately, the RSS is in a very ambiguous position. At one level, it says it is not political, it is not interested in the internal affairs of the BJP. Then it gives these very semi-theological, indirect, so-called symbolic statements, which we are left to interpret. The BJP has to interpret, the political analysts have to interpret. But if you just leave it as it is and ignore the RSS, I think the real problem lies with the BJP, how it sorts its own house.
But is the BJP now looking beyond your Jaswant Singhs and your LK Advanis, and is the BJP in fact putting all its apples in one basket and saying, you know what, we are going with Modi, and it's going to be Modi who's going to take us through this difficult time?
I think it is Modi all the way. There are no two ways about it, and the BJP is taking its chances with Modi, and they have to wait whether it succeeds or not till May 16th. Because at the moment, they feel that they can't play both sides, the Modi side and the non-Modi side, and keep him as a neutral figure. Once you choose him as a prime ministerial candidate, I think the BJP has painted itself into a corner, because BJP wants to play this parliamentary election into some sort of a US presidential contest, where they have got one figure who will sort of symbolize and be the face of the party, which doesn't work in India, and which they will find out at the end of the election.
Okay, well, let's hope and see that what happens, of course, is something that we'll have to debate and we'll have to see in the next 1 month or so. But let's quickly look at the other aspect of it and how other political parties are reacting to someone from their own party talking about Narendra Modi. Now, the JDU has expelled its Lok Sabha poll candidate Shabir Ali after he praised the BJP's prime ministerial candidate Narendra Modi. This happened yesterday, of course, and speaking to reporters in Patna, Shabir Ali had said that Modi's policies are good and his work for the development is also laudable. But later, he denied praising Modi. However, his remarks did not go down well within the party. JDU leader KC Tyagi said that Shabir Ali has been expelled for anti-party activity.
ऐसा नहीं, हमने नाम नहीं लिया था। देखिए, आपको को मैंने बांट दिया था, हमने नाम नहीं लिया। मतलब कि इस देश में सरकार उसी का होना चाहिए, उसी के हाथ में बागडोर होनी चाहिए, जो देश की तरक्की के लिए, नौजवानों को रोजगार के लिए, देश को अराजकता से निकाल सके।
नहीं, श्री साबिर अली जी पार्टी के सांसद रहे हैं, लेकिन वो पार्टी के अधिकृत प्रवक्ता नहीं है। एक तो उनके बयान को उनका व्यक्तिगत बयान माना जाए।
This is the other aspect of it, isn't it, Parsa? I mean, are we going to see more of this? Of course, there have been several political leaders from various other parties who have already jumped the bandwagon and gone towards the BJP and gone towards Modi, of course. Now, this is another way of doing it, isn't it? I mean, here you have Shabir Ali who's gone ahead and praised Narendra Modi. Some would say there's nothing wrong with that because Modi is doing whatever it is he's doing, and each individual, has the opportunity to say what he wants to say. But then again, when you're with another party, it becomes difficult, isn't it? I mean, are we going to see more of this in the coming days?
The political culture in India is so bad and so blinkered that we can't have a broader debate and a broader expression of views. I mean, you can remain a loyal member of the BJP and be critical of Narendra Modi. That is not acceptable to the BJP. The Janata Dal, the Congress, people might see certain positives in Narendra Modi and still can remain with their respective parties. It doesn't mean that they have become slaves of BJP or they are converted to the ideology of the BJP. I think that culture has to change, and I don't know how and when it will come about.
Okay, certainly, of course, that culture has to change. We'll have to wait and see if that culture indeed will change or not. Of course, we're talking still about the BJP. So let's talk about another aspect, and we are both from South India, Partha. So let's talk about something that's happening in South India. Now, we all saw what happened with Pramod Mutalik. Of course, Pramod Mutalik, the state unit of the BJP decided to induct him in the party. Manohar Parrikar immediately puts up his hand and says, you know what, we don't want to have anything to do with this man. The central leadership of the BJP then joins him and says, you know what, yeah, you're right, let's not bring him into the party. I mean, what's happening there? Is the BJP trying to send out a message clearly in Karnataka, and also a pan-India message by saying we are going to be inclusive? Such kind of elements do not have any place in our party.
You know, at one level, to be fair to the BJP, they have distanced themselves from Mutalik right from the beginning. They said we have nothing to do with Ramasena. Now, what the BJP has to be very clear about itself is whether it wants any of these Hindutva hardliners, because Mutalik and other people come into that bracket. And they want to sort of exploit and take electoral advantage of that. That is, perhaps they would want Mutalik to remain outside of BJP and give support to the BJP so that they can get the maximum votes in the Mangalore area. Because there is some sort of a communal atmosphere they created by these Mutaliks and other people. So I think they want to have the cake and eat it too, sort of thing, which is not possible. So the fact that they changed their mind quickly, yeah, it showed a certain political nimbleness, political tactfulness, that they realized that Mutalik is a liability, not an asset.
Okay. Now, one of the headlines, of course, in the Times of India very clearly says Congress hand behind BJP snub, and this is what Mutalik is saying at this point in time. Of course, well, that's how some of these.
Oh, those are the wild statements that one always comes out
obviously
with.
makes. Yeah, but let's concentrate on South India a little more, of course, and take a look at what's happening in Tamil Nadu. Of course, there is a major, problem there for the DMK in Tamil Nadu, and an interesting tussle, of course, is on between members of the same family before the Lok Sabha election. Suspended DMK leader Allegory has held a series of meetings with leaders from other political parties. He has even gone public in propagating Narendra Modi's name for the post of Prime Minister, and his moves have raised speculation of Allegory campaigning for the NDA, which is contesting against the DMK in Tamil Nadu. Meanwhile, of course, his father, DMK Chief Karunanidhi, has advanced his first poll campaign date to Wednesday.
When it comes to Tamil Nadu, DMK is a political force to reckon with, but the party is plagued by infights where a member of the first family has been suspended for going against another member of the family. Allegory's recent suspension from the party has opened up a possibility of him joining hands with others. Yesterday, he met MDMK chief Vaiko, who sought his support to the alliance led by BJP. Allegory had earlier said he would support BJP's PM nominee Narendra Modi. There are speculations that he may even campaign for Modi.
மறுமலர்ச்சி திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் அங்கம் வகிக்கும் தேசிய ஜனநாயக கூட்டணிக்கு குறிப்பாக விருதுநகரில் போட்டியிடுகிற எனக்கு ஆதரவு தருமாறு கேட்டேன். அதைப் போலவே எங்கள் வேட்பாளர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் அழகு சுந்தரம் உள்ளிட்ட சதன் திருமலைக்குமார் ஜோயல் உள்ளிட்ட.
Allegory met BJP's candidate from Shiv Ganga H. Raja today. This constituency is said to be a stronghold of the suspended DMK leader. He is set to launch a statewide tour to hold consultations with his loyalists to galvanize them ahead of the polls. He had earlier said any decision on him campaigning for any other party will be taken after consulting his supporters.
நான் ஆதரவாளர்கிட்ட பேசி தான் முடிவெடுப்பேன்னு சொல்றேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த கேள்வி கேட்டீங்கன்னா என்ன அர்த்தம் எனக்கு புரியல. இல்ல ஆதரவாளர்கிட்ட கேட்டுதான் எந்த முடிவும் எடுப்பேன்.
Meanwhile, his father DMK chief Karunanidhi has preponed his first rally in Tamil Nadu. He will kick off DMK's campaign on Wednesday from Coimbatore instead of 5th April. But the party did not clarify the reason behind advancing the dates. But it's clear that his party's vote share would shrink if Allegory uses his influence to help DMK's rivals in the state. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Parsa, I mean, it's interesting what's happening in Tamil Nadu, but it doesn't seem like it's the end of the road for the DMK there. Clearly, of course, its house is not in order. Karunanidhi is not getting any younger. What's going to happen there in Tamil Nadu?
I think the DMK is obviously a divided house, and the transition has not yet taken place. And once Stalin comes and he can assert his own popularity, his hold over the party, then he'll emerge the leader.
But is he going to be able to do that with Allegory and his stronghold of Madurai? It's going to be very difficult for him to make inroads into that particular...
I think it will have to wait till the next assembly election. Once, if he is checked in his electoral outcome, then Stalin will have to come to a compromise with Allegory.
Okay.
Until then, the tussle will continue. No one is going to give up.
Yeah, so certainly it looks like that. Of course, no one will give up in Tamil Nadu, and remains to be seen what's going to happen with Stalin and Allegory, of course. And Karunanidhi is not getting any younger, let's not forget. So, but he's clearly made his choice, and it's going to be Stalin. Let's quickly look at another aspect, of course, of political news that came through yesterday, and it was NCP chief Sharad Pawar who has kicked up a fresh controversy with his remark at a rally on Sunday. Now, Pawar had asked his supporters to vote twice for the party in the upcoming Lok Sabha election. Now, his remark has drawn flack from the opposition as well and caught the attention of the Election Commission, which has sought details of his speech. Here's a report.
My expressions of ink of voting harassment was purely a humor and was not at all suggestive of any act in breach of electoral laws or rules.
NCP chief Sharad Pawar clarifying on his bogus voting remark that created furor in the political circle. Pawar claims his remarks were made in a lighter vein, but opposition parties have refused to buy his argument. BJP today approached the Election Commission seeking action against Pawar under the Representation of People's Act.
शरद पवार जी ने कहा कि मैंने मजाक में वो बात कही है, लेकिन शरद पवार के मुंह से इस तरह का मजाक, इसका मतलब है कि देश की राजनीति कैसे होती रही है, ये उसका उदाहरण है कि शरद पवार जैसा नेता कह रहा है कि उंगली में मैंने स्याही लगाओ, उसको तुरंत मिटा करके दूसरी जगह पर वोट डालने चले जाओ.
Taking cognizance of the controversial remarks made by Sharad Pawar, poll authorities in Maharashtra have sought details of his speech. Yesterday, Pawar had asked his party workers to take advantage of the multi-phase polling in the state by voting twice, first at their hometowns and then at places of work. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Parsa, your reaction very quickly on this. I mean, what do you make of Sharad Pawar's speech there? And do you see the Election Commission really doing something about it?
I think Sharad Pawar is a very senior and seasoned politician. I would trust what his explanation, and I don't think Election Commission should go overboard in its bureaucratic thing. Yes, the opposition parties would want to pin down, and this is a fair game, but it is too much of a silly thing for Election Commission to look into. There is a certain trust factor. I think people should believe, Election Commission, other parties, that Pawar would not mean that kind of a serious thing, and when he says that I didn't mean it in a serious thing, I think we should take him at his word.
All right, we'll have to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Parsa Venkateshwara, for joining us early this morning and taking us through all those headlines. Of course, we'll slip into a short break now, but India Votes will continue on the other side. To stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha Television. Well, the issue of the Teesta water sharing and transfer of enclaves could play a crucial role in the West Bengal in the Lok Sabha elections. The UPA government tried to get Teesta water sharing issue resolved before the end of its second term in office, but parties like the Trinamool Congress and the BJP have taken a tough stand on this issue. The two parties may rake up these issues during their campaigns to polarize the votes in their favor. In our special segment agenda, we focus on how these issues could have its effect during the polls. Our correspondent Akhilesh Suman brings you this special report.
The Manmohan Singh government made big efforts to resolve the Teesta river water sharing dispute for the sake of international relations. The Trinamool Congress and BJP blocked the initiative. Jalpaiguri in North Bengal has benefited immensely from the river's waters. Bangladesh wants to partake the agricultural benefits too. but TMC and BJP leaders reject the idea.
There will be no excess water to allow to flow to Bangladesh. And the present water, the present volume of water, that is also even insufficient for our country.
हम लोग को जितना मालूम है उसका अभी भी कोई नुकसान नहीं है खेती बाड़ी करने के लिए। उसका एक ही निशाना है भारत से कितना लिया जाए।
However, left parties and the Congress want India to be judicious about water sharing with its neighbors. They feel international relations must be maintained while dealing with such issues.
तीस्ता जल बंटन ये जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ये होना चाहिए। ये तो जल तो प्राकृतिक सामान है, उनको बांग्लादेश को जो हिस्सा है वो देना चाहिए।
Once the Teesta project is implemented fully, this is a big project and huge water is likely to be available.
And that's why some people suggest that Bangladesh should also create a barrage like this in its own territories. Maybe Government of India also helps them in this endeavor.
Besides river water sharing, the border dispute is another bone of contention between India and Bangladesh. This extends to exchange of enclaves, portions of land that are surrounded by the other country. The UPA had signed a protocol to the land boundary agreement with Bangladesh, but the BJP and TMC are against transfers. The issue impacts large sections living in poor conditions.
राज्य सभा में जिसका मेंबर है टीएमसी दल का ममता बनर्जी का, वो राज्यसभा के मेंबर कभी भी इधर नहीं आया। उन लोग को फील्ड के बारे में कोई मालूम ही नहीं है। तो किसी ने उसको बताया जे 1 इंच जमीन नहीं देगा, और ये तो जमीन का बात नहीं है, ये तो एडवर्स पोजीशन है। ये हमारा देश में है, हमारा देश में रहेगा।
We must appreciate that the issues between India and Bangladesh are mostly humanitarian and emotional. They don't have much economic cost. Should we expect our politicians to come clear on these issues in this election? And should we expect you, the people, to keep these things in your mind before you go and cast your vote? For Rajya Sabha Television, that's all from Akhilesh Suman.
Well, more than 200 families of weavers in Karnataka are in deep financial crisis. They are struggling to survive against the competition of powerlooms. They want the centre to amend the Handloom Reservation Act to protect them from low-cost fake products in the market. They even took the Satyagraha route in December last year but failed to move the centre. Rajya Sabha TV interacted with weavers to hear their voice.
20 kilometers from the state capital in Karnataka, this small camp near Banerghatta brings back the memories of Gandhi's Satyagraha movement. One can listen to the traditional handloom and charkha sound from every household. Charkha may have played a key role in bringing independence, but the colourful fabric carved out of these traditional pit looms have never brought financial freedom to weavers. 43-year-old Puttaraju's life is a classic example of the financial turmoil in the industry. He used to own a handloom few years back, but now he's a daily wage labor.
ಮುಂಚೆ ಸ್ವಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದು ಕೈ ಮಗನ ನಮ್ಗೇನು ಗೀಟ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ವಾಪಸ್ ಸಪ್ಪ ರೇಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೂಲಿ ಗಿಡತೆ ಕೂಲಿನೇ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಈಗ ಪವರ್ ಲೂಮಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಪವರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಬಜಾರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸೀರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೂಲಿ ಗಿಡತೆ.
Ever since the government has introduced power looms, the handloom varieties of saris and blankets have disappeared. Only 44 lakh weavers are left in the country for traditional weaving job out of the 65 lakh handloom weavers existed in 1995. Weavers say that power loom products lack Indianness and cannot make ethnic designs. Weaver Shankaran, who came from Tamil Nadu and settled in the weavers colony, is ready to protect the traditional weaving but wants financial assistance from the government.
ರೇಷ್ಮೆ ಬೆಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ರೇಷ್ಮೆ ಲೂಮ್ಸಿಗೆ ರೇಷ್ಮೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನಮಗೆ.
Handloom industry is the second biggest industry after agriculture in India. The government has put in place many safeguards to shield traditional weavers' powerloom sector. It enacted the Handlooms Act to protect livelihood and cultural heritage in 1995, but it was never implemented. Even today, the restricted cloth items like saris with border and dhoti and shaluwas are manufactured by powerlooms and sold under the name of handloom products at cheaper prices.
Traditional weaving practice like this is losing its fame day by day. Weavers like Manju want the government to implement the Handloom Reservation Act with utmost sincerity. With camera person Manoj in Bangalore, Rajkamal Rao, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the man behind Aadhaar, or the unique identification number, Nandan Nilekani, is contesting elections as a Congress candidate from Bangalore South constituency. Our correspondent Rajkamal Rao caught up with the Infosys co-founder who will be contesting elections for the first time, and this is what he had to say.
It's a 24/7 job. It's really been a fascinating experience for me because in the last 1 week alone, I would have done about 50-60 kilometers of padayatra and gone walking or stood in a truck and interacted with literally lakhs and lakhs of people in Bengaluru. And it's been a wonderful experience. I'm learning what it means to be a politician.
And sir, what about the local situations in Bangalore? Because you have been traveling in other parts of Bangalore. What kind of local issues that you want to address before going to people, and what is the issue that you are raising?
Well, I think first of all, the people of Bengaluru South are looking for a change. They want an MP who is clean. They want an MP who is hardworking and capable. They want an MP who is local. And so I think there's a huge anti-incumbency against the current MP who has been here for a long time, 5 terms. Second is they're concerned about infrastructure issues, water, about metro, commuter rail, roads, transportation, traffic, and so on. And another big issue which is coming up is women's safety. I think urban India, women's safety is a big concern, which I support that concern. And finally, I think everybody is looking for opportunity. So people want education, people want jobs, people are looking for a leader who can come in and create opportunities.
Sir, why Congress party and why politics at this time?
Well, politics because it is the biggest lever of change. I think India needs a lot of change and only political leaders can bring that change. And Congress party, I believe in the Congress ideology. I've been a Nehruvian, my father was a Nehruvian. The Congress party gave me the opportunity to do the Aadhaar project. So I'm completely with the Congress party.
Your former colleague, is also contesting on a different party candidature. Is it becoming a trend for successful businessmen to enter into politics? Is it a trend, or you just see these two examples are unique?
Well, at Infosys, right from the day one, we've always been public-spirited people, individuals.
Planning to make any essential changes in the constituency in terms of party, in terms of structure that is available? You want to encourage youth or what?
No, I think there is a structure, and if there are any changes, it's not really just a particular place. I'll work with the Congress leadership and give my ideas on what things can be done. But that's really the focus now is on winning the election, which will happen in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of India Votes. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.